What's up YouTube? This is your boy Austin with the Millionaire Dropout. In today's video, we're going to dive into the computer and I'm going to show you how you could go from 0 to 6 figures online. And I know you've seen a lot of videos like this before, and most of the videos are like 10-15 minutes long where they're not really showing you how you can literally do this. So in today's video, it's going to be a longer video, but I'm actually going to show you how you can do this and implement these strategies starting today and moving forward. And we're going to compare different ways, different avenues, because there's so many different ways for you to make money online anymore between Amazon, Shopify, social media marketing, info products, and so much more. So in today's video, we're going to dive here into the computer. We're going to weigh out the pros and cons of each business model and show you how you can actually take stuff that you learned in today's video throughout the video and implement it starting today on your own, and how you can progress forward. Without further ado, let's dive into the computer and I'll see you on the inside. All right, we're inside the computer now, and we're going to continue to talk about 4 different avenues that you can take in 2020 to start generating an income from your computer, from online. 2 of these are going to be e-commerce. It's going to be Amazon FBA and Shopify dropshipping. We'll then continue with social media marketing or a digital marketing agency, or info products / coaching, consulting. So let's go ahead and get started with my very first business model, which was Amazon FBA. And for those of you that don't know, Amazon FBA, all that stands for is Fulfillment by Amazon. All you really do is source a product, you do some product research, you source the product, and you get it to an Amazon warehouse. Amazon handles everything from A to Z. They handle all the customer service, all returns, all shipping, everything. So you don't even have to hold, even inventory. You don't even hold inventory. They store it all in their own warehouse. And then on top of that, Amazon already has an audience base. So you really don't even have to attract people to your product. You just have to get your product in front of people, which Amazon does very well of. So it's a very good place to start. Very low startup capital is needed. I want to tell you, very transparent, anywhere between $500 to $3,000 for Amazon. It's obviously cost dependent on your product. I like to tell you to start anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000, but you can find cheaper products. And the problem is, though, even if your product's cheap and you have $500 invested, you still need money for photography and stuff like that, which we'll get into, but that could cost you a couple $100s. So I like to be very clear that you need roughly around $1,000 to $3,000 to comfortably start an Amazon FBA business. And then after that, all you have to do is source a product. And once you source your product, your manufacturing facility and what have you, and you check the quality, you ship it to an Amazon warehouse, and Amazon will fulfill all the orders for you. So let's go ahead and go to google.com. I'm there. Type in Amazon Seller Central. It's going to bring you here. Click sellercentral.amazon.com and you'll click register now. This is how you sign up for Amazon. You'll just click start selling. And you see right here, it's going to be $40 a month plus additional selling fees. And what that is it's $40 a month for you to sell on Amazon's platform. And then the additional selling fees are the Fulfillment by Amazon service fees, or the merchant seller fulfilled fees, or whatever. And it's roughly about 15% of your revenue, which brings your profit margins down to anywhere between 30 to 50%. Profit is what you can expect on an Amazon FBA business. I stay roughly around 40% myself. So you have to do this. There's no way around this. And this is how you get your account set up. I'm not going to set your account up. I obviously can't. But once you're done, then you'll move forward with, you don't even do this first. I'm not going to lie. Don't set up an account until you're ready to move forward with production and stuff like that. So go over here to Amazon.com. And this is just a regular Amazon seller account, or a buyer account, like an Amazon Prime account, where I can buy my own products. So what I like to do is a little bit of product research, because that's like your only job. Your only job is to do product research when you're selling on Amazon and sourcing the product. I do recommend using tools for this. There's plenty of tools out there. I personally recommend Jungle Scout, and I'll show you how it works in just a second. So there's a bunch of ways you could do this. I like to type in like a leather and like see it pops up some of the most suggested search terms, so you don't even really have to do any searching. Coffee grinder, for example. We're going to click it, and it's going to bring up all the products that are obviously associated with the coffee grinder. That's a very broad category, but that's the best way to do research. So if someone was to type coffee grinder in, you see there's only 807 results for the word coffee grinder, which is actually very good because that means there's low competition. Like it's easier to rank closer to page 1 when you're only competing against 800 people versus 30,000 people. Like go type yoga mat or t-shirt or cell phone case. There's going to be like a billion people. Again, I'm in the United States, so this is showing in the United States, by the way. But right here is my tool. It's a Chrome extension for Jungle Scout. I'll link it a link in the description for this. It is a paid extension. It's a one-time fee for this extension. They have other software, their website, you could go to it, and there's a monthly subscription fee too, but that's not this. This is totally separate. This is the Pro extension, Chrome extension. You pay one time and you get it for life. So I'm going to click this, and the benefit of this is it's going to break down the revenue that all of these sellers on this first page are bringing in. And actually you can load more results, and you can filter your results right here. We could do filter results based off of different criteria, search criteria I like to use, whether it be reviews, whether it be the ranking, and what have you. It breaks down average price, average sales rank, opportunity score, high demand, but there's a high competition, so what have you. But you see right here, these first 4 that say SP, that means it's a sponsored ad, which means they don't organically rank there, which happens to be these first 4 products that you see right here where it says sponsored. They're not there. They're artificially placed there via PPC campaigns. And this is a pay-per-click advertisement campaign within Amazon. Once you become a seller, it's easy for you to run ads like this at a very affordable cost. It's very cheap. But we're going to skip past those, and we're going to look right here to the very first, the number 1 rank. I guess you would say he's ranked, what was it, number 8 for bestsellers rank. The lower on the bestseller rank, the closer you are to number 1. Obviously, number 1's number 1. But this Krups Electric Spice Coffee Grinder, $13.88. You see their monthly revenue averages about $130,000. And to think, if they're making 40% off of $130,000, they're literally making like $60,000 a month profit from this product. And let's just look at it. It's right here. So we'll close this out. And like, I want to look real quick. You can see they're not the only ones. You got $130,000, $96,000, $233,000. That's Cuisinart though. I wouldn't want to compare to Cuisinart because we've all heard of them. It's a big brand. Don't compare yourself to KitchenAid. Don't compare yourself to Cuisinart. Don't compare I honestly wouldn't even tap into this niche because of the brands that are already in it. They're big players and they're well known. So people like to, if you were to go buy a wallet, you really don't need a branded wallet like a certain brand. So I would stay away from this if it was me personally, especially looking at these reviews. When you have this many reviews, over 1,000, I wouldn't compete against it. That's also where this opportunity score comes in and tells you it's a very highly competitive niche. Even though there's only 807 results, it's not worth it. I personally don't foresee. But we're going to use this for our example on how you would do research on this product. So exit this out. It's an electric spice and coffee grinder, 3 ounces. They're selling it for $14. So what you would do to source a product for Amazon is you'll go to Alibaba.com, ALIBaba.com, and we're going to type coffee grinder. And I'm not saying this is the only place you can source products. This is where a vast majority of people do source products from, mainly from China, but I have suppliers in Bangladesh, Vietnam, and some in the United States as well. So you just have to do your due diligence, do your research, and the bigger you get, the more you understand. So let's take a look at that picture though. It was just a plain, this one's a little round one. That was in second place. We'll look at any coffee grinder like that. That almost looks like that Hamilton Beach. But you would just scroll through, like, okay, let's just use this for an example because I know for a fact we saw this. It was right here. It was this advertised listing. So for $34, and they've got 8,500 reviews, and it is an advertised listing, but let's look at how much money they were making because it does show up. They're doing $150,000 a month off of this one product. At a 40%, anywhere between 30 to, even if they're making 10%, which is not likely at all, they're still making $15,000 a month, which is easily 6 figures a year, which is what this topic is about. This video topic is about, is how to get to 6 figures. And this is literally off of one product. You see how powerful this is. And the bright side, like I said, is people are actively going to Amazon and typing the word in coffee grinder every day. So that product could cost anywhere between $250 and $298. Minimum order 50 pieces. All of this stuff is negotiable. You'll learn that over the course of being in the field. But you see there's another supplier here, and you do your own research. Look at how many years they've been in business, this and that. I always like to click trade assurance and verified supplier. And what these are is trade assurance trade assurance. It protects your money for any transactions that take place on Alibaba.com. If for some reason a transaction fell through or the supplier did not withhold their end of the deal, you are protected. Verified supplier also means Alibaba already vetted these suppliers for the quality being better and this and that, and them being decent suppliers. So you would go through here. I always recommend contact, like they've been in business for 6 years. This is how much the product costs. It's like a no-brainer. They're saying theirs is $5.70 to $6. Price discrepancies could come with quality discrepancies. So don't think it's better to pay less. You really need to reach out. See, this one's $4.91. Like I said, it's all negotiable. Your biggest concern is the quality. I always recommend reaching out to 3 different suppliers. And don't skip this. A lot of people skip this stage where they're like, oh, I don't need to have a sample. You do need a sample made because you want to know what your customers are going to get. So I get 3 samples, usually roughly, it's going to cost you like $50 for each sample because they're going to FedEx it over FedEx Express. So you get it in like a week. It's a lot more. They got to make a mock-up of like your logo or a mold or anything like that. It costs more. You're just going to have to get over it and you're going to have to do it. So buy 3 of them, test them out. And when you do reach out to them, I'll give you a template, in the description below. I'll link a template on how you reach out to these suppliers and how to get the best deal and what you expect and how you expect to do long-term business with them. So you'll send that template over to them and just trying to make a deal. And then you'll ask them if they can put your own logo on them. And if you don't have a logo already, or you don't know what you want, go over here to Fiverr.com, 5rr.com, or Upwork.com. And you can literally type logo design and find somebody to create a logo for your business. And like $20, 25, 20, 35. You don't need a $100 logo unless you're like planning on creating signs for your building and stuff of that nature. These are just going to be little logos to put on top of your products, like a little embroidery or whatever you want to call it, etched into the glass, however, or etched into the metal, whatever it may be that they can do. And then you want to make sure your supplier can actually do that. You want to be able to put your logo on your product. So like this, Java Press, that's their logo. But they don't that's all they did was get the supplier to put this logo on there. And then you're going to need to either have photo skills or pay somebody. You could also come on here and do product photography. So if you don't have any photo skills, come over here, find somebody on here to do product photography. You already ordered 3 samples. And so you could probably send somebody on here, one of your products, one of your samples, to take professional photos of it for Amazon. And at a very reasonable price, 20, 30, starting at 75. Don't skip this because you got to think everybody purchases with their eyes. So like they're sitting here, they click the product, and it's gotta be appealing. Like this, the smallest stuff, these reflections, these coffee grounds, does make a huge difference. As opposed to just looking like, even that picture looks good. And you could even sometimes, when you first start, you could borrow pictures. You could literally ask your supplier to either see if they could take professional pictures for you or if they have any. You want to try to differentiate yourself from other people on Amazon. And then you eventually grow and you put stuff in your listing and it looks like this and you have your logo on there. And so you could pay somebody to do this, write up a little copy and stuff like that, and just make it look more professional. Don't skip this because it's very important, because that's how people make the decision on if they're going to buy or not. Once that is said and done, then where were we at? We're right here. We talked to them all. We got our samples. We got our photos. We would go into the back end of our Amazon seller account that when you signed in, and I'll make another video about this inside of the Seller Central, but you'll go in there, you'll create a product listing, and you'll go through all the keywords and stuff of that nature to upload your product. You'll create a shipment plan. Your shipment plan will be, hey, I'm shipping 250 units of these coffee presses or coffee grinders. I'm gonna ship 250 coffee grinders from XYZ to, and then Amazon will tell you what warehouse to send it to. They'll give you a shipping label and you press print, or you fax it, you email it over to your supplier. Your supplier affixes it to the packaging and they ship it directly to an Amazon warehouse. That way you never have to touch inventory. You never have to store inventory. And you can move. Literally, once your product arrives at your Amazon warehouse, it will go live. Your listing will go live, at which point in time you can start getting sales and eventually start making money. Problem is, most people fall short here. You can't pay yourself immediately. You can't take your profits. You got to reinvest your profits to scale your business. And then once you scale, the more products you order at a time, the lower the cost is, the higher your profit margin is. And then you go branch out and test different products and whatnot. Because you saw how much they were making. They're making like 100,000. Well, that one seller's making 100 Java press manual coffee grinder. They're making 60,000, 70,000 a month off of one product. Now imagine if you had 10, just 5 products doing that. That's 300,000 a month profit that they're making. And the thing about Amazon is you could have all your products can be completely different, because you're not really even, you don't own your customers. So that is a con. At the same time, you don't own your customers, which means you can't go retarget them with Facebook ads, or you can't email them. You can't call them. There's actually tricks around this that I teach in my course, but there is ways around that. But you don't really own your audience unless you find a way for yourself to own your audience. Like I said, there are ways around that, but that's for different videos. But if you look, let's see if I could get sold by Java Press Company. So they're a coffee company. They probably stay in the coffee niche. They've only got 5 products. Like look at this. They've got 5 products, and they're making a lot of money off of just that one. So you saw the power of that. That's Amazon FBA in a nutshell. Let's go back over it real quick. So you'll find a product, do your research, do your due diligence. Make sure that when you're searching through your Jungle Scout search tool, that the reviews, it does not have 3 reviews or 3 different products that are of the same product with greater than 1,000 reviews. I like to try to keep my reviews as low as possible, because your competition's a lot less. Don't try to go in with products that are already generating $100,000 a month in revenue either, because it's going to be a little bit more competitive, a little bit more harder, and then you may lose motivation and drive and think this doesn't work, but it really does work. E-commerce is growing exponentially right now. It's the best time to start a business, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Shopify. That's ultimately up to you and what you want to do. And that being said, let's move forward to Shopify dropshipping. And you've probably heard of people talking about Amazon dropshipping. I don't personally recommend this. It is against the policy of Amazon, especially if you're new. If you're new and you open up an Amazon store right now and you start drop shipping on Amazon via Walmart and Home Depot and all these other places where people try to teach you or sell you that it's a great idea, especially being a new seller, you're more than likely going to get your account shut down and Amazon won't let you sell anymore. So it's not worth it in the long run. Do this, you'll be a lot happier. You'll be able to build a sustainable business that you can also sell down the line in the future if you want to get out of e-commerce. Let's jump over here. Shopify. So for those of you who don't know what Shopify is really just a platform. It's a hosting platform for you to build a website, and it's specifically tailored towards e-commerce, which is obviously digital goods or electronic commerce. So it's products all over the internet. That being said, everyone knows Shopify as drop shipping, and what drop shipping is, it's where a consumer purchases a product from your website, and then you go out and take the money they gave you and source that product at a cheaper cost and have the facility that you sourced it from ship it to the consumer, so you never touch the product and you never hold inventory and you don't have much upfront capital required. Cost to start this is roughly, honestly, about the same as Shopify. I say it's a little bit less, anywhere between not Shopify, as Amazon, but anywhere between $500 to $1,500 to get started. But you have to have a vast amount of skill sets to do this. I'm not saying it's bad or good. It's up to you if you want to learn them. You have to be able to source products. You have to be able to communicate with suppliers. You have to be able to build a website. You have to be able to drive traffic to that website. So that has to do with ad creatives, writing copy, Photoshop, and stuff of that nature. And then you have to be able to build the infrastructure to handle the fulfillment side of all of this. Shopify dropshipping is very difficult to run ads to the original. What you've probably heard is go over here to this website right here called AliExpress and drop ship products. And the problem is it takes like 6 weeks to get to the consumer. Well, Amazon, or not Amazon, but Facebook, where the primary source of like your customers come from is going to be from Facebook ads. Facebook will shut you down. Facebook Business Manager will shut down your ad account, preventing you from being able to run ads. And that's due to upset customers and stuff like that. And that it's also Shopify will shut you down. Shopify Payments, Stripe, PayPal, they'll shut you down. Your payment processors, because they don't feel as though you're fulfilling the service in a reasonable way, a reasonable amount of time, or what have you. But there is ways around this if you build your infrastructure properly, and then there's a lot of perks to it. So on Shopify, you own your customers. So you don't have an audience, but once you get your audience to your website, you can now retarget them with pixels. You can retarget them via email ads. You retarget them via text message because you own all of their data. If you launch a second product, you could then show it to everybody in your email list that has already purchased from you before to continue building a relationship with them and to get them to buy and buy and buy again. Just like any big company you see, such as Under Armour, Nike, Hamilton Beach, if we're talking about coffee presses, anything you've heard of before, like you see in your local Walmart and stuff. Just like Apple, your cell phone. Apple owns their customer base because once you buy an Apple product, you're like, oh, I'm going to buy a new Apple product every year. I got to have the best iPhone. I got to have this. I got to have this. Because you sold yourself to Apple, and it's the same thing. If you wear Under Armour, you wear Under Armour like a lot. So it's a real thing. And the thing is, they've built their own website and they drive their own traffic to their own website, and then they can retarget them and they build a brand that way. And that brand, if you scale it correctly, you could ultimately sell it for a lot of money as well. Look at movement watches. Let's take this for an example. MVMT.com. So this was a drop shipping site by a couple, they were about 25 at the time. I think they sold when they were like 28, 29, and you've probably heard of them. And some luxury watches. And they were just watches. They branched out and started doing the blue screen glasses, regular sunglasses and stuff like that. But this was your original drop shipping store when they first started. So they come up here, they started creating watches, and then they would source their stuff from AliExpress and then drop ship it. Well, they built their infrastructure out, and then they come to sell the movement watches to Movado watches in 2019, I want to say, 2018, 2019 for $100 million after they've already generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue for themselves. So very lucrative business model as well. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Go right here. I'll put a link in the description. Sign up for a free trial. You get 14 days free, and you don't even have to put your credit card in. But you'll be limited on what you have access to, and I don't think your store can actually go live until you put your credit card in. But you'll still have your 14 days free. Once your store goes live, you have to obviously be able to build a website a little bit, a lot of videos on how to do that. If you need any videos on how to do that, subscribe to this channel, comment below, and I'll create a video of actually going through the steps of building out a Shopify website and what I recommend and how I recommend to do it. They have free template themes to build your website on. I always recommend buying one, but getting started if you have the lower end of the budget, not much capital. They have free themes that work just as well. The benefits to buying stuff is good customer support, differentiates yourself from other people that have free themes and stuff of that nature. We'll definitely dive into that into some videos if you need. And then, so you build your store, and then once you come over to AliExpress, or you could do product research the same way you use Amazon. You can do product research using your Jungle Scout tool, and go to Amazon, look at bestsellers, look at this bestseller, and then take it off of Amazon. Like, so for example, let's look at coffee grinder in Google. Oh, dang it, I spelled that wrong. So we'll look at it in Google, and there's plenty of places for you to buy a coffee grinder. I don't know why it has I in front of it. Outside of Amazon. I'm not saying it was the best. Like this one's $304. At the end of the day, these people are trying to build their own brand outside of Amazon. So you could take anything you see on Amazon that's a good seller and sell it off of Amazon. I don't know. I know this is Indestructible Shoes. These are a drop shipping shoe company, and they might sell on Amazon. I don't know. But this is a drop shipping shoe company that does very well. Don't copy this company. They actually have registered trademarks and patents on their products. So you don't want to just copy people. But you can see right there, it's powered by Shopify. A lot of people get rid of that tag, but they haven't. They've been in business for a while, and they're doing very well. And you could always go into Facebook Ads Manager and look at how companies are doing by going to the back end of their ads manager and seeing how many ads they are running. So we'll use them as an example since I haven't pulled up. Indestructible Shoes. They're selling these rider shoes for $74. So let's go over to AliExpress, type in Indestructible Shoes, and you're going to see them. They're going to pop up like they're right there, $18.69. You got to pay for this one has free shipping, $18 to $21. Let's say they're $21. Either way, this one's free shipping, $12 to $21. Like, so say they're paying $20 for these shoes. They're selling them for $74 all day long. So, and the difference is, you see right here, this little blue thing, this is a Facebook pixel helper. This is that pixel I was telling you about. So this company has a pixel on their website. This allows them to retarget any audience. So now that I'm sitting here on this page, if I was to sit here and click around, view details, add to cart, shop now, and hit add to cart, yes please, whatever I do, it's picking up new pixels. You see the number keeps changing. They have different amount of pixels on each page. And then I want to go to my cart. I'm going to initiate checkout. And now if I don't buy, well, they have these pixels, so they could retarget me tomorrow in like literally 3 minutes or in 30 seconds. I can literally go on Facebook right now and probably see these shoes if I was to start scrolling through my page. And you've seen it. You've seen how people do this all the time. When you're looking at a boat and all of a sudden, hey, the boat pops up. That's the power of being on Shopify. You own your audience, which now your cost per acquisition is a lot less because your audience pool it's a different audience. Instead of running ads to everybody, you're only running it to the people that have already visited your site, which is already yours. So you're not competing against anybody to run an advertisement to that person. So it's a very cheap ad. But it's a very high quality. It's very cheap, but it's very high quality because it's not cold traffic. It's warm traffic. Now they know who you are. But you see the power of that. So you build a store out. Typically, the typical way to do this would be go build your store based around a product or a brand that you want to sell. Like you create, and you want to make sure you create a brand because you want to build longevity, just like Indestructible or just like Movement. Movement Watches was literally MVMT.com. They're building a brand around this. And then they started, once you see one product scale and you start doing good, you can start incorporating more products. They had a bunch of variations on their watches, and then they were sourcing them from AliExpress. So you have your website, people buy whatever they want to buy. So say I want to buy this, and then you'll go back to AliExpress and you could purchase it and ship it directly to the consumer without it ever coming to you. You'll just input all of their information. So this little tag right here it's an Oberlo. It's an add-on or a tool that you can integrate within Shopify to where it automatically collects like all their data. So literally, if I imported this using Oberlo, I would just go into the back end of my Shopify and I would hit fulfill this order, and it will pay. It'll give them my customers' information and they'll ship the product to them. The problem is it takes like 6 weeks, but that's still fine when you're first getting started. And then you start seeing traction on a product and you build a brand around it. You start branding the product. You'll come back over to Alibaba using the template in the description. You'll reach out to a supplier on Alibaba and you'll start manufacturing in bulk because you started to make money. Like I said, you can't pay yourself first. You got to reinvest your money, and you got to get away from this whole mentality. At Alibaba, they'll drop ship as well. So you don't even have to buy in bulk. You just need to show them that, hey, look, I'm making this many purchases a day. This is what's happening. This is what I need you to do. This is what we're acquiring every day. So they can have an expected reality of what you're going to order and how they're going to have to drop ship in a fulfillment. And if you can't find somebody on Alibaba, when I got started, the best way to do it was these people on AliExpress, all these companies, they're usually just a purchase forwarder over there in China. So they're literally their business. This guy doesn't manufacture the shoes. He's sourcing the shoes for like $14 or $10, and then he's selling them to you for $20. So you could reach out to him and, hey, look, man, I want to build my business long term and my network with you. This is what I want you to do. I want you to shut your site down. And you hire him full time. You guys build a team. You start implementing a warehouse and you build your infrastructure that way. So you could reach out to them directly through AliExpress if you know your product quality is good and they've been working with you for some time and you're doing great and you're doing a lot of transactions. They'll be more than happy usually to help you, because them helping you is you helping them and bringing them business and giving them the longevity of their business, because their business is to help you. Because they're the middleman. That's the way around it, because they can't run ads. They don't have Facebook over there in China. So that's their business. That breaks down Shopify in a nutshell as well. So let's go through it real quick. Build your Shopify store, find a product you want to sell, source it on AliExpress, and then the downside is you don't have any audience. This is not Amazon, so people already aren't visiting your website. So you have to run ads. So I'll make another video for that. Just comment below. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll go over how to run ads to your store via Facebook, Google, YouTube, Gemini ads, Snapchat, TikTok. There's so many platforms you could advertise on now that it's just insane. Instagram. So then you run ads, people go to your store, they buy, you log back into the back end of your Shopify account and you fulfill those orders. And then as you start getting orders in, you scale, you build infrastructure, you build a team, and then you're building your business 6, 7, 8 figure business. So that's both of the competitors in the e-commerce world: Amazon FBA, Shopify dropshipping. Both very lucrative, but you need to focus. The biggest thing is focus. You got to pick one and be consistent. That's up to you which one you want to go after, but be consistent with the one. They all work. Everything works. Everything in this video works. That's why everybody's doing it, and you see everyone showing you different things because they focus on what they're good at, and then that works for them. I'm not saying you can't do two, but you got to master one before you go to the other. And then eventually you could sell your stuff on Amazon and on your own website. You could have your own audience and you can sell on Amazon, because maybe your website has more products that you don't have on Amazon. Maybe you have limited edition stuff. Maybe you have this, maybe you have that. So, but if you find a winner and you want it on Amazon, put it on Amazon. Let's move forward with that. And dive into social media marketing or digital ad agency. I don't really have any slides for that. Digital ad agency is going to be you reaching out to local business owners. So a digital marketing agency is you generating leads for another business. So you bring a business, more business. It's that simple. The benefits of it is you could get started with $0, just a computer. And obviously if you have a little bit of money, you could put it in towards ads for yourself or for clients if you want to try to give them free stuff to people. But the best thing to do is use your network. Stay local at first. Try to find somebody local that is willing to, you need to Google and learn how to run ads. If you don't know how to run ads, you need to become very proficient in advertising, but that will come with time. Companies understand that companies are a lot more lenient than you think. Companies spend thousands of dollars a month on advertising as it is. So if you were to go advertise for, okay, so you probably heard of a lot of people, you need to pick a niche. Yes, you need to pick a niche. Well, if everyone's going after dentists, lawyers, and stuff like that, I wouldn't go after those very broad niches. I would niche down again. Do something a little bit more random. I would say maybe like porta potties, or like a porta potty company. They need more business. Anybody that owns or wedding planners, they need more business. Or DJs, they need more business. And that's like untapped niches that you need to go after. And those people are willing because the events, a wedding planner makes a lot of money when they get a client. So you could easily charge them $1,000 a month. Maybe it costs you $500 in ads, but your profit margin is $500. Or you could charge them $5,000 a month once you become good. So reach out to your local network, your local people around you, go in and show your face. And even if you do go to a dentist office, they're already paying $4,000 a month for ads. Your chiropractors, we run ads for $2,800 a month. It costs us about $800 to acquire the amount of potential clients that I said we're going to bring to the door. Hey, you're going to get 100 to 200 leads, and they get the leads. And if they close 50% of them, they make $7,000. They will always pay me $2,800. I profit $2,000. It's a very good business model. It is always going to be needed. There's 30 million businesses in this world, and they will always, the digital era is new. Internet is still new, especially to business owners, because most business owners are older. So they need help with advertising. And then not only that, they're proficient in their skill. A dentist is not proficient in running ads. So if you own an ad agency, you could be proficient in running ads, and that's your argument. Hey man, you fix their teeth, I'm going to run your ads. I'm going to bring you the clients because that's what I do. And then you just sell yourself, at which point in time the service sells itself. And then you could even do the thing that everyone's hyping about, drop servicing, where you're like, hey, I'll build you a website. And this is part of your agency, right? And you could go build websites for people, and then you could come back right here to Fiverr and hire somebody. You could hire, oh, I messed that up. Website, design, WordPress, whatever. And you could hire somebody $150. I want to pay $100. I'd pay a couple $100 for a website. I'd make sure I get a good one. I would vet my people, or this one probably good. Starting at 150. Gets upwards of $600. Well, what if she does a good business website and I sold it for $4,000 and I did a drop service, which means I come over here, I pay her, she does all the work. It's almost like having your own employee in-house, but you're hiring them from here, or you hire them Upwork.com. It's another great place, a little bit more talented in my opinion, to find. This is a more quality of work. So when I go for find quality talent or agencies, this is where I usually go for big deals. When I sell somebody a $10,000 website or something, now I don't have to, but I would originally come to somebody over here before I had a devs team and stuff like that. But I would come over here and I would hire professionals from this specific place. That's pretty much a digital marketing agency in a nutshell. Like I said, I will give videos to any content you need. Just leave a comment below and we'll talk about advertising. We'll do videos on ads and stuff like that. Let's move forward with the last business model that I like to talk about. And that is going to be one of the most lucrative business models. And that's going to be info products and coaching. So that being said, what it is what you see people doing all the time. They're selling courses. They're selling weight loss solutions. They're selling all this stuff. but it's solving a problem. Like whether it be, so like a realtor doesn't go to college, they go to real estate school. That's a course. They go to real estate, they take a real estate course. So people are selling courses on how to sell on Amazon, how to sell on Shopify, how to make money online, how to fix credit, how to do YouTube. There's a course for everything. There's a course on how to do handstands, but there's a lot of money. Your profit margins are like 90% because you only have to record the course once and then you advertise it. And once you own your audience, you can retarget via email, phone, and retargeting ads, which are very cheap, that it becomes very lucrative for you to sell a course. You can run the course sales into 8 figures, 6, 7, 8 figures in no time. You need to hone down on a skill. And even if you don't have a skill, find something you like or you feel as though you can learn the skill, and then you can sell a course. So say, let's do fitness, for example. I could sell fitness related, like whether it be 6-week or 6-pack abs or how to lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks. And I could sell that, like, and I'll do a 12-week course. And the only cost to me is maybe the software I use to do it, whether it be an app. A lot of fitness coaches use apps for their clients. But you can sell them a 12-week plan for however much you want. It's up to you. You could do $47 or you could do $997. We see plenty of people selling courses for thousands of dollars because the value you could get from a course, especially in the educational world, like, or in the money-making world, like this right here, is worth a lot of money. If you teach somebody how to make money, it's worth a lot of money. That's not what we're trying to do here. I'm trying to help you guys as much as possible for with the most free content as possible, which I don't see anybody else doing. And that was the biggest thing for this getting started on YouTube, was just to help everybody else do it, because there's so many opportunities for everybody out there. So I hope that clarifies a little bit more. Like I said, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment for anything you need to see or you would like to see, and I'd be more than happy to help. I'll see you in the next video.